Hi everyone, today I'm gonna bring my project, The Effectiveness and Long-Term Consequence of Fat Diet. First, let me just give a brief introduction about me and my project. My mentor is Metana, and I am an 11th grade student living in Shanghai. Fat diets are generally referred to these diets which promise quick weight loss but doesn't have a lot of scientific proof. I choose this topic because as many as 45 million people in the United States go on a diet every year. As a result, it is very important to have a research paper to keep people better informed about the potential impacts of the fat diet and whether they are effective. So the intended result of my project is a series of blogs. This is just a website I will mainly post my blogs. So if you guys are interested in that, you can just scan the QR code in the right side. Why this project is quite important. This significance originates from the simple fact that of the 45 billion people mentioned before, only as many as 2/3 of them remain obese. Moreover, only 20% obese people maintain their weight loss after following these fat diets over a long term. Moreover, people are sometimes too easily allured by the slogan that they are not being aware of the fact that fat diets can be associated with dehydration, malnutrition, and even eating disorders. In my original results, you can see 7 blocks representing 7 types of diets and measures. However, because of the time issue, I will only introduce the 4 categories of my blocks. So these 4 categories are low carbohydrate families, the most popular one, extreme diet, mild diet, and some easy approaches. I will then give one specific sample for each block in order to give you guys a better idea. Now let's just start with the low carbohydrate diet, the most popular diet in the world. Even though there are so many members in the low carbohydrate diets, it have one commonality, that they all asked its followers to replace the carbohydrates with meat. They are extremely popular because as many as 70% people have tried low carb eating to some certain extent. Low carbohydrate families have a lot of stars in fat diet, including the keto diet, South Beach diet, and carnivore diet. However, these low carbohydrate diets are really restrictive because they drastically cut the carbohydrates. They are also associated with nutritional deficiencies. The example I'm gonna give is the Paleolithic diet because it has a really interesting theory. Its followers believe that why people are having so many digestive diseases are becoming overweight is because their stomach is not adapted to the modern eating. As a result, the healthiest eating measure is to eat what people in the Paleolithic era eat. You can tell from the food categories which are allowed. It is very important to know that the starchy vegetables such as potatoes, dairy products, and legumes are just forbidden. Perhaps it is because the Paleolithic people, they're hunter-gatherers, and they don't cultivate or raise livestock. So these products are just simply forbidden. If you're looking at the results in these stats, you will find something very contradictory. Because its followers can lose an average of 11 kilograms in 3 months. But however, they can only maintain an average loss of 3.9 kilograms over 2 years, indicating that even the paleo diet, they are very effective at losing weight in a short run. People fails to follow it over the long run. Perhaps the Paleolithic diet is too restrictive. Furthermore, the Paleolithic diet is associated with insufficiency of calcium and vitamin D because it limits dairy products and legumes. Then, after seeing in the star family, the low carbohydrate families, let's see most of the craziest diets in the world. These craziest diets, they can drastically cut your weight. Some crazy diets including raw food diet, in which you eat nothing but the raw food, juice cleanses, in which you eat nothing but the juice, and some extreme diets even limit your daily calorie intake to 600 every day. Even though these extreme diets may be very proficient at reducing your weight, they may have irreversible impacts on your body, including eating disorders. The example I'm gonna give is the juice cleanses, simply because it's the most crazy form since it doesn't allow for any solid food. So these followers, for 1 to 3 days, they will eat nothing but the juice. They believe that this method can help them alter their intestinal microbe and help them maintain fit. So during the 3-day juice intervention, people lost an average of 1.7 kilograms, and they still kept an average weight loss of 0.9 kilograms after 2 weeks. This is quite remarkable compared to Paleolithic diet, in which these people took as many as 3 months in order to lose 11 kilograms. However, juice cleanses are dangerous themselves, because eating juice cleanses may be associated with eating disorders, such as the purging disorder, in which you evacuate all the matters in your stomach, or orthorexia nervosa, in which you are just overly obsessed with eating in a healthy lifestyle. Moreover, in the juice cleanses camp, 2 deaths have been reported so far. After seeing how these extreme diets can have irreversible impacts on our body, let's just switch to a lighter mood and look at these mild diets. This is because mild diets are a very ideal choice if you want to eat healthier and live healthier. Mild diets get a name because it allows for a wide range of food resources, so they are easy to follow. And there are effective ways to pursue physical and emotional well-being, though they may not be remarkable as weight loss. The example I'm gonna give is the Whole30. Again, the theory is really interesting, but before that, I will first introduce how the Whole30 works. Whole30 is a little bit complicated because it's evolved 2 phases. The first is the elimination phase, and second is the reintroduction phase. For the 30-day elimination phase, the diet is a little bit restrictive because you are forbidden from eating dairy products, legumes, added sugar, and junk food. Any kind of food that may make you uncomfortable or trigger food intolerance. However, after 30 days, you can just reintroduce the formerly forbidden food, 1 food at a time. And left picture show how this works. Then let me just introduce its theories. Its followers believe that by eliminating food and adding that back, people can identify their food sensitivities by observing their body's responses, and thus they can stay away from food intolerance. This is pretty interesting, especially the whole logic is based on theory that people are the one who knows their body the best, and the healthiest living lifestyle actually depends on each person. However, Whole30 does have limitations. For one thing, it doesn't have a remarkable weight loss because it is just designed as a healthy diet instead of a diet that can help you drastically cut your weight. Moreover, it limits protein intake, probably because it limits dairy products and legumes. Last but not least, after seeing how these different diets are instructing you to change what you're eating, let's see some fat measures that you don't need to change what you eat. If they are combined with these fat diets, they can just make the results even more effective. However, if you are taking them alone, you will find them as amazingly feasible and convenient. This is because you no longer need to design your meal following the specific menu. Some ways are just intermittent fasting, in which it limits the eating period to 8 hours, consuming the same food every day, or just change your utensils. See how simply changing utensils can help you eat less. It is recommended that you should choose the utensils that have a high contrast color to the food you are eating, because then you can carefully identify the urge of your food and eating less. If you're putting the red pasta, to your plate, you will put 2 ounces more pasta to your red plate than the white plate, which is the high contrast color. And this amounts to 200 more calories. The second factor is the plate shape. Tall and narrow utensils are recommended because it is making yourself believe you're eating more than you are actually doing. Last but not least, you should choose a plate with wide and colored rim, because it will let you overestimate your food amount by 10% and 3% each. Last but not least, let's just move on some general recommendations. Because after researching so many fat diets, you'll find that all of them are associated with nutritional deficiencies. Because some fat diets restrict dairy products, you may suffer from insufficiency of calcium and vitamin, or insufficiency of iron because the Mediterranean diet restricts the red meat. Moreover, if you are following a diet from the low carbohydrate families, you may face a lack of fiber. Dehydration is common as well, especially in the low carbohydrate diet, because it restricts vegetables and fruits, a main resource of water, and because it takes excessive amounts of meat, your body has to release extra nitrogen with water. Moreover, mental health is commonly viewed between people who are doing constant dieting. Because of the social normalization of eating disorders and social norms to become fit, as many as 90% of women and 30% men are suffered from these eating disorders. As a result, if any one of your diets want to try this fat diet, you should carefully track your physical and mental status, replenish any lacking nutrition and water, and most important of all, you should just stop at once if you are no longer feeling well. Keeping thin may be important, but keeping healthy is just the most important thing in the world. And I would just sincerely make everyone stay fit and strong.